The Ukrainian army says at least 3 soldiers were killed and 18 were wounded in a Russian strike on a military training camp. This comes after deadly airstrikes on a prison and hospital in southeastern Ukraine on Tuesday, which claimed 19 lives, including a pregnant woman and over a dozen inmates. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has accused Moscow of deliberately targeting civilians and offered condolences to the victims' families. The attack comes as pressure mounts from the United States on Russia to end the war. We're now joined by our guest, Joyita Basu, who's the editorial director of the Sunday Guardian. She joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Joyita, for joining us on the program. Joyita, we saw a devastating strike yesterday on a Ukrainian prison, killing 18 and injuring many others. Given Putin's actions here, he claims to be serious about a ceasefire. What are your thoughts on his mindset, especially with these possible sanctions from the US president coming up?
Well, let's put it this way. Putin has been pushed to a corner. I mean, threats of sanctions do not scare him any longer. Because you see, and I would blame the West in this, because the West has created a situation where Russia doesn't depend on it. I mean, frankly, is no longer affected by its sanctions. They have weaponized the sanctions to an extent that they've pushed Russia into a corner and now finally into China's lap. As a result of which, what is happening is that, you know, if we are talking in terms of we will be getting more sanctions and all, Putin could not care less, because his bread is buttered somewhere else, not with the West any longer. But having said that, his intention is very clear. He wants to ensure that Zelenskyy must go, that he wants to ensure that there is a regime change in Kyiv and there is a government that is more amenable, less hostile to Moscow. That is what he is trying for, and he is basically pushing Ukraine to the brink so that, you know, the situation comes where Volodymyr Zelenskyy is forced to resign. So no, this ceasefire and all that Trump has been talking about, and frankly, Mr. Trump has also been very, you know, I mean, he kind of can't make up his mind whether it is 50 days after which he will be sanctioning Russia and, you know, everybody who is buying oil from Russia and all that. Frankly, I mean, very few people are now taking Trump seriously. I mean, Putin's action proves that.
Yes, indeed, Joyita. What more do we know about this strike, and also the president's possible reactions to Vladimir Putin? We've seen now the US resuming its military sales to Ukraine. We've also seen, obviously, Donald Trump, while in Scotland, cut down that 50-day deadline for Vladimir Putin to make progress on this war. Where do you think Donald Trump's head is at right now in regards to this conflict?
Well, let's put it this way. Donald Trump is starting to realize that no one listens to him. The world does not listen to him. You know, the problem, this is the problem. He needs to be less. The bullying tactics have to go down. As I said, Russia has nothing to lose because it is going off being underwritten by China completely. Putin is in China's Xi Jinping's pocket. So you think that they will listen to the US? They're scared of the US. Fine, if India stops buying oil from Russia, well, the thing is, it is not going to really affect because China is there. China is bolstering Putin. China is keeping him there. So this also shows how irrelevant Mr. Trump has become when it comes to geopolitics and particularly when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine war. I mean, think of, didn't he say before he got elected, inside 24 hours I'm going to stop the Russia-Ukraine war? Did not happen. Forget about 24 days. I mean, it is going to be, I think, 240 days very soon. The thing is that, so nothing is happening. The whole point is that Trump does not have the leverage on Russia any longer. So that is why Trump is trying to threaten India and China, but I don't think even that will work.
Yes, Joyita Basu, thank you very much for joining us. You are staying with us to discuss our further updates.